and welcome to Breakfast with Dr. J. So I hope you're having a good morning and this new fresh time at 8:30. Well, I hope where you are in this world. So welcome to Breakfast with Dr. J at the new time of 8:30. So I wonder how many people are up and about, and see if we can actually have a few more people jump on, say hello, and tell me where you're coming from. I know we've got a few people from overseas been popping on recently, so thanks for popping on. It's always good to reconnect, and always with some old friends too. So when you do come on, pop something into the comments so I can see who's there. As I said, I'm on the computer, so it doesn't come up as a little notification. And today we've got a big topic. Yes, got a couple of days until we're at the new financial year. And it's quite interesting when we actually start the new financial year. Hello, P-Man. I bet you've had a busy week, my friend. Hope we can catch up during the week. And one of the things I really want to make sure that we kick some goals with today is how are we going to plan for the new financial year? Because the new financial year is like a second chance to kickstart again. I've been looking at some of the results we've got, especially in our Sales Authority Club, and some of the people who have got significant results. There's a pattern, and there's the pattern is the same with most people. So I wanted to share with you some of the ways to have a kickstart and really want to kick some goals to change your outcome for 2020. If you had a magic wand and said, if I did A, B, and C and waved this magic wand, and you know the outcome would be different, the question I'll ask you is, would you do it? Lots of people had mixed results over this year because we've had lots of things like bushfires, floods, COVID, and so forth. And it can become quite overwhelming of all of the doom and gloom around us. But there's a but there. There is a way to reboot. And I want to share it with you this morning because it's quite simple. Get your trusty pen out and get a few things written down. The one thing that comes to mind is, are you doing the fundamentals? Think back at the time you were really doing really well. The enthusiasm, you got a spring in your step, everything was fresh, everything was new, and you were learning new things. Everyone says to me, oh, I want to learn more, Dr. J, you know? And I said, that's terrific, but make sure that you do the repetition, utilize and implement. So I want you to think back, go back. Were you doing the fundamentals? Were you sharpening your axe, doing those things that, just getting up, making the calls, seeing the people, not the way you were doing it, but the things you were doing? And think back to today. Are we doing those fundamentals, or are we getting locked up into, everything is different, I can't go and see people. And we have a reason to not do those fundamentals. Question. How can you start doing those fundamentals that took you to the heights that when you were successful? And for those of you that have struggled from the get-go, what fundamentals could you improve on to make things better? Now, we're talking about sales, we're talking about business, we're talking about anything here. It's the fundamentals. It's the things you read, the people you meet, who's influencing you. So I'm going to give you some ideas here. Number one. Coming into the 1st of July, what I'd like you to do, get ready, is I want you to find an accountability buddy. Not one of your work colleagues that is going to keep you accountable for your numbers and all that sort of stuff, but an accountability buddy. Big difference. An accountability buddy is someone that you share your major activities that you need to do on a daily or weekly basis. Yeah. An accountability buddy is someone that you can talk to when you've actually dropped the ball and say, hey, I've dropped the ball, without actually having to make excuses. But your accountability buddy, you've got to give them permission to give you a rev up. It's called tough love. Now, I'd love you to write down on a piece of paper right now, who are 3 people that could possibly be your accountability buddy? Going back to those basics, what are the 5 things I need to do to have the success? What are some things I maybe need to learn, I need to then implement, and then I need to then measure? Are you making the calls? Are you sending the emails? Are you doing your social media? The things you might have forgotten. I'll put my hand up. I actually have stopped doing those sorts of things because, the ROI was low. Well, maybe the way I was doing it wasn't correct. Which was the right answer? So I hope you got 3 people's names down that can be your accountability buddy. Now, the accountability buddy is somebody that's on the same page, cares enough to be able to want to talk to you, do a little bit of planning, and then checking in with you. And someone that will actually celebrate with you. You say, I don't have somebody like that. Well, find somebody. Now, it can't be your mum, dad, sister, brother, or spouse. Cousin. Try to keep it out of the family. Yeah. You can have family members that you want to talk to, but have someone outside. Someone that cares enough that you have the respect to allow you to them to actually give you a rev up when you're not doing the basics. Then the next thing is you want to share with them the things you're going to do and the outcomes that you require from it. Now write these things down. Share the things that you're going to do for the day, for the week, for the month, and the things that you need to do. Now, by sharing it with somebody, it puts it out there, not just written down and you're holding yourself accountable to you. And I know that's a great way of thinking, but in reality, it doesn't suffice. You have to be accountable to someone else that will hold you accountable. The next thing is, I want you to have a check-in. Yeah. So you can get them together at the beginning of the week. This is what we're going to do. And then throughout the week. Now, some people do it daily and some people do it every second day. But the people that get the best results are the people that do it all the time. They just have a quick check-in halfway through the day. We call it half time. If you're a football team and you're down at half time, your coach will give you a rev up, and guess what? You'll give you the belief, remind you what you need to do, and just check in with them. How you're traveling, struggling, what can you do differently? Right. Now, we always recommend that you have a plan for your day, like a working at home plan or a structure from a morning, afternoon, and evening. Tick it off. And at full time, you might just check in with your accountability buddy, not your boss, and tell them what you've achieved, what you get done. And then you say, oh, this is what I got planned for tomorrow. Very simple. And by the way, this only takes 5 to 10 minutes max. Now, that might be something you might say, gee whiz, that's a lot of checking in. Are you serious? 10 minutes a day. Let me promise you something. If you do this, do what you haven't done. Go back to the basics and hold yourself accountable to someone that actually cares. I'll guarantee you magic will happen. I'll guarantee you the magic will happen. Is what you talk about most and what you speak about on a regular basis becomes important. I'll say that again. What you talk about most on a regular basis becomes important. So you have the 5 things that you're going to do. You're going to talk about achieving them. When you do achieve them, celebrate. Find out what you're going to do to celebrate. Buy yourself a DVD. Have a massage. Something for you. Not for your family, for you. So I'd love you to find an accountability buddy. Take those 3 people, ask them, and by the way, you're going to hold them accountable too. So it's not just one-way street. All right, next thing is the next way to have a successful financial year, the new fiscal year, is ask yourself this question. Who are the people you're mixing with in business and talking to on a regular basis that are influencing you? What community are you around? Are there people at the same level? Terrific. Are there people a little bit under you? Great, you can help them. But are there people above, more skilled, more successful, maybe having the things that you would like to have, or having the influence that you might want to be giving out to the community? And if you don't have people that are smarter, cleverer, and that have achieved what you want to achieve, I'm going to ask you to find at least 2. 2. Somebody that actually has been there. Some people call them a mentor. Some people just call someone that's inspiring. It might be, I want you to meet them. I want you to talk to them. And if you can't do that, if you'd like to read people's books and so forth, that's all well and good. But I believe it's a human being that you can actually speak to. And just be around once a month or whatever the case may be makes an enormous difference. They say you're the multiple of the 5 people that influence you most in your life. So think about it. Who have you been influenced, being locked up, not talking to many people, maybe doing a couple of Zooms? But I'd like you now to raise the bar for the new financial year coming up next week. What could you do? What could you do to find somebody that could inspire you? And by the way, find out who you could inspire back. Hi Danielle, how you going? Good to see you, my friend. Thanks for popping on this morning. So that's the 2 things. Find that accountability buddy. Get a few rules in place. Have a half time and a full time, and then a celebration. Next thing is, find at least 2 people that are smarter and cleverer than you, have done the things that you want to do, and make sure that you're finding different people to influence you. You might say, I already have them. Find 2 more. If you want to get the same, do the same, my friends. But if you want to have a change in the new financial year, step outside the bubble, break the rules that you've actually set for yourself and make sure the parameters are larger. Go for a bigger game. The only person that can actually drive you is yourself. The people you hang out with, though, are going to inspire you. 2 people that are in that echelon, that are clever, smart, you can feed off and you can feed back. Remember, it's not about taking, it's about giving as well. But if you're always about giving, you're going to get sucked dry, and all of a sudden you become a little bit barren. You don't know what to do. You've always got to be replenishing the new stuff. Things are changing regularly, but always hang out with people that are getting the job done. Okay, the last thing, number 3, your routine. The most successful people in the world that I've had the delight and absolute pleasure of working with are the people that have a routine. They have a routine set up for their day. They know what they're going to do. They have goals they're going to set, especially in our sales arena. If you're a business owner, the same thing. What are you going to do? And ask yourself this question. The big question here is ROI. What is the return on investment of the time you're spending? So when you look at your day and you've had it planned out, I want you to ask yourself the question, in this routine, I get up in the morning, I do my thing for me, and then I go to work. And if you're in sales, is everything you're doing working to a mantra? And the mantra is, I must do the most productive thing possible at every given moment to achieve my target. I'll say that again. I must do the most productive thing possible at every given moment to achieve my target. So as in Glengarry Glen Ross, you go, I'm just going to get a coffee. Hang on, I take coffees for closers. So I'm just going to get a coffee. Could I do 2 more calls? Well, last week we talked about the 3 more strategy. I've done all my calls. I've done a few more. I'll just do 3 more. Not just calls, but contacts. What's your routine? How are you going to update your routine? And make sure there is a routine and you raise the bar. Guys, don't just put it in your head, put it in writing, share it with your accountability buddy, change your peers around you, get 2 more people that could raise the bar, and I'll guarantee you with those 3 simple activities, your new financial year will be significantly more productive and successful than if you kept on doing the same old, same old. I'll leave you with this. Success is a broad brush that we talk about regularly, isn't it? Success. But success is nothing but having the feelings you want to have on a more regular basis. So what are the feelings you want to have on a more regular basis? People say happiness. Well, what do you need to do to have happiness? For me, I love to have freedom to make lifestyle choices. And you know what? You're in sales. And there's not much in business more sales won't fix. Now, for those of you that are watching this on replay and a few people we've got on this morning, in the sales Success Club, and also something we do in the Sales Authority Club, our community that we've been driving, have had significant results in the last, especially in the last 3 months in COVID. I'm going to be putting together a 30-day plan. Oh yes. Every month we put a 30-day plan. We review last month. We then have a plan to make your target and budget for this month and make sure you have all the tools. Now it's a training we do for the Sales Authority Club, but I'm going to be doing the 30-day plan in the Sales Success Club. I'm going to teach you how to plan your whole month. Make sure we raise those bars, getting those buddies in place, and also showing you how to put some things that you might not be putting into your plan for your success model for the month of July. So for those of you that would love to go through a coaching session, we'll take a good 45 minutes or so to get that plan. I'll give you the templates and so forth. Put a comment down below, and I'll put a little bit of opt-in page, and we'll do a Zoom together, and we will crush it and show you how to do a 30-day plan for success. All right, gang, I'm Dr. J. I hope this has helped. If you're now at the end of the day, and I've got to have my sip of my cup of coffee, haven't I? I've got to have my coffee. As I said, I make a good cuppa. Now, question time. If you've got any questions, it doesn't have to be based on the topic for today. If you've got any questions in there, pop them in the comments and I'll actually answer them. We've got a couple of more minutes before we rock and roll and have our weekend. So if you've got a question or two, just pop it into the little box on the left-hand side. I know it takes about 7 to 10 seconds delay. So I'll keep looking in the corner there to see if anything does pop up. But if not, I hope you have a sensational Saturday and Sunday. And we're going to kick some goals for the rest of this financial year, which is just 2 days for June. So let's have a look there. Any questions there? Doesn't look like it. All right, gang. Well, thanks for joining me this morning. I hope this time is more convenient for you at 8:30. We'll be popping this video in a couple of little other places so people can review it. Now, again, back onto that 30-day plan. It is gold. It actually has had made many hundreds of thousands of dollars for many people. Some people said, wow, why hadn't I thought of doing this earlier? So if you want to join, I'll be actually putting in a little Zoom. You have to opt in, and then we'll do it together, and I'll give you the tools as well. All right, gang, have a great weekend. I'm Dr. J. We'll see you later. Bye.